And this deep dive is called customer journey mapping. What it is, why it's important, and how do you do it. Now, with all this talk about managing the customer experience and everyone's focused on the customer experience, there's a lot of nuances to actually making that a reality. And one of the challenges many organizations face with managing the customer experience is they don't understand their customers. And so customer journey mapping is actually a great tool for putting a persona-based approach behind the different target audiences that you're going after. And what this concept actually requires is that you have some knowledge of some of the best practices around the customer experience. So do you know what the customer journey looks like? How do you define that? What does it mean to be a customer-centric organization? How do we define the customer experience? And you're going to find some of these answers in this deep dive. But I think more importantly, you're actually going to have tools and you can see examples of how to build a customer persona, for example. What goes into that? And then you're going to use this persona to transition it into an actual customer journey map, which accounts for all the different interactions a customer or a prospect may have with your brand from the time that they're just being introduced to that brand all the way through to being hopefully a lifelong customer. And so what these customer journey maps actually help you do is to identify the areas for improvement. Identify how can you optimize this customer experience, streamline it, make it better, and exceed their expectations so you can capture a higher share of wallet. And one of the things we've seen from top performers is they do value the digital experience, they do value the customer experience online as one of the top 3 sources of competitive advantage in 2014. So, if you think that you can do this later, that's definitely not the case. There are organizations out there that have these customer journeys mapped out, that understand their customer very intimately, and they're likely your competitors. So this is a great deep dive to just get educated on this concept of customer journey mapping. What is it, and how can you leverage it internally? Enjoy.